The internet doesn't really tell us too much about Volker Arnold. This is a picture of him. He began scroll sawing at the age of 9, and by the age of 11, he was doing his own patterns and hanging pyramids. And now he's like the premier expert when it comes to doing laser cut, tiny, tiny, intricate miniatures. And these are some of his works. He frequents or participates annually in all of the big Dollhouse trade fairs for miniatures. In particular, he always goes to Japan as well as Chicago. So, if you want to meet him in person, I guess you'd have to travel to go to one of those places. What I've done here is I've just chosen some pictures that I found off of the internet of some of his works. In particular, Stewart Dollhouse Creations.com. Ruth Stewart, she's an amazing miniaturist. She also sells Volker Arnold products. So you can check out her website at stewartdollhousecreations.com. And she has a pretty vast collection. Also, there's the littledollhousecompany.com. They're based out of Toronto, Canada. I've been to their store in person. Lovely people, and they have also a very nice selection of Volker Arnold products. And then I also found a place called freedomminiatures.com. And they're also based in Canada, and they also sell Volker Arnold products. So those are 3 suggestions if you're interested in trying to do one of these kits. I also did find a little bit of his stuff on eBay. So this is the kit that my good friend Pat gave me as a Christmas gift, and I'm just absolutely thrilled to have it. Pat also has a YouTube channel. If you're interested in going and checking out her channel, it's Pat's Entertaining Minis. And she's got some pretty interesting stuff on her channel as well. So this is the thinnest, most fine and minute, like just tiny, tiny, tiny laser cut little Christmas ornament that I'm going to be building today. And all I can say to you is you have to be just so careful when you cut these out, because they are just you got to make sure that you don't break them. So I would suggest you don't do this. You don't just pop them out. You take a craft knife and you cut out each piece very, very carefully. So I probably spent more time cutting this little laser thing out than I did actually painting it and putting it together, almost as long. So I just wanted to make sure that when I did it, that I didn't break any of the pieces, because otherwise it would have been impossible to recreate. So I'm just, right now I've got the craft knife out, and I'm just cutting it out and making sure that I get all the pieces out without destroying them. So this is not a heavy-handed job. This is something that you want to go nice and slow with. So, and I can't wait to see what this looks like when it's finished. Honestly, I was so excited to have this. My friend Kathy is a huge Volker Arnold fan, and she's got several of his kits. So, yeah, I mean, you got to be pretty good at cutting things out. My problem is sometimes I'm really super impatient, and this is one of those things where you really just want to take your time and go at it really nice and slowly. So I'm just saving all the pieces that I'm cutting off of it, and making sure that I'm really, really super careful with keeping all the pieces in line, because some of them are just so tiny. Like, wait till you see at the end of this video, like how small some of these pieces are. So this little ornament, I guess, would be like 1/144th scale. So it's really, really, really super tiny. So some of his stuff, like the stuff that I showed you at the beginning of the video, like they are just so crazy, like intricate and detailed. Like they're really neat to do. Um, so right now, I guess I've been busy working on this. I'm still waiting on my windows. I can't wait to get my dollhouse finished. I'm really super excited about it. He assured me that it should be this week, but I haven't been a huge priority with the company. And the reason being is they've been really crazy busy at Quantum, and I've been pretty willing to wait. So what I did was I got out these acrylic paint pens, which is just absolutely ideal for doing this kind of small detailed work. And I've just gone ahead and I've colored all of the pieces, which is a little bit easier than using a paintbrush. And as you can see, I'm not in frame very well, but I've kind of colored the front of it as well. And so now I've got to go ahead and glue this thing together. So apparently, when you see Volker Arnold in person, he displays all of his kits unpainted. So I guess you could assemble this unpainted if you so chose. I just thought it would just add a lot to it to be able to give it a little bit more detail by painting it. And these little acrylic paint pens are just perfect for doing this fine detailed work. So it's taken me a little bit, but want to make sure that I've got the paint nice and even, and I'm doing only two of the four sides, so one side of each one, because after all it's going to be facing forward. So I am not going to paint the back sides of these pieces, just the front. Um, in hindsight, maybe I should have painted like all four sides, but I'm pretty pleased with the final outcome. So I'm just kind of highlighting everything and making sure that it looks good. And then I gotta put the whole thing together. So I've got out my tacky glue. There was no instructions with my particular kit, but I think Pat got it a while back, and it probably did come with instructions. Maybe they got misplaced, but I mean it's pretty self-explanatory. There's only one way that this thing can go together. So what I'm doing right now is I'm gluing the little feet onto the base, and then I'm going to be gluing the two front sides of the actual art piece. Has got like kind of like a little bridge in between it, and I'll glue that together. And then after that's all glued together and dried, then I'm going to glue the top part of it, like the arch part with the picture, onto the little base. I apologize that I'm almost out of frame here. So this is like super intricate, so I've got magnifying lens on my head so that I can see what the heck I'm doing. And you can see all those pieces on the top right hand. Those are all the pieces that I cut off of it. So those are all kind of the scrap wood. So you can see here I'm just kind of trying to glue the second leg onto the bottom. And I did paint the bottom and the top of the little base of this in red. So kind of wanted to give it the old Christmas theme. It seems that a lot of the stuff that Volker Arnold creates is Christmas themed. And it's so detailed and so pretty. I just think it's like super cool. So I'm just gluing the little foot on there and making sure that it's in like absolutely straight, because once it's glued, this wood is so fine, there's no way that you can go back and pull it out without destroying it. So it's got to be perfect the first time you do it. So now you can see I've got those two pieces of wood glued together. Do you see the little square piece that goes in between them? And so the backs are not painted except for the trees. I did do the tree on the back. And so now I've got to glue that onto the base. So I'm using actually the scrap wood instead of a toothpick or a cocktail stick to glue with. I'm actually using some of the scrap lumber to glue with. So now I've glued all of the little tiny, tiny, tiny Christmas ornaments onto the Christmas tree. And before I glue the whole thing together, I'm just kind of going back over it to make sure that I haven't missed any spots of wood and make sure that it's covered really nicely before it's glued together. So, and these paint pens are a little bit old, so I have to shake the heck out of them before I use them. So this was actually, these paint pens were a Christmas gift from my daughter Jessica for Christmas a couple years ago. So you can see here I've glued the little ornaments onto it. I've glued the base on. I've got it all painted up. And look how great that is. It's so pretty. Pat, I just love this gift. It's like, wow, it's incredible. And it was so much fun to put together. And really, really a thing of beauty. Isn't that just gorgeous? What a pleasure that was to do. So you can see the back is not finished, but the front is. And wouldn't that look like just lovely on the mantelpiece of any little dollhouse? Like, it's just gorgeous. And it doesn't matter, what theme you're doing, that would actually go with anybody's Christmas theme. So, just absolutely gorgeous. The only thing is there's a little bunny in the bottom left-hand corner. I think that bunny should be painted white, and I don't have a white pen, but I'm going to get one. I love doing this project. If you enjoyed today's video and would like to help support my channel, you can do so by buying me a coffee. Just go to www.buymeacoffee.com/Lisa Dobo. Well, thank you very much for watching today's video. Volker Arnold. Oh, what wonderful stuff. You'll have to check out those websites that I suggested and check out the beautiful, beautiful things that are for sale there. Volker Arnold is really, what a creative imagination to be able to put those kits together. Like, just wow, just on a whole nother level. Well, thank you very much for watching today. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. I love to read your comments. Please share my videos. And once again, everyone, have the best day ever.